my name is Nazele Shenge and this is my YouTube channel. If you're already liking the vibe, please like and subscribe and leave a comment on the leave a comment below. Today we are about to talk about the 10 things to note as a beginner natural. Things that I wish someone would have told me when I started this natural hair journey. So if you liking the vibe, make sure to subscribe. So today, if you just recently did the big chop, maybe you had relaxed hair and you let your growth come in and you cut off the relaxed part, now you have short hair, or you just removed everything and you basically like bald. Obviously you have to wait for your hair to go in a little before you start the whole moisturizing and getting a natural hair regimen thing, but you just recently did the big chop. So you're probably wondering, so what do I do now? What's next? Does my hair just grow? Obviously it's gonna grow, but a lot of things go into it being healthy and your hair flourishing. As you can see right now, the girl is in a protective hairstyle. She is slaying. She looks like a baddie, even though she ain't, but she looks like one. So yeah, so the first thing that I would tell you if you're a new natural and you're confused is to figure out your hair porosity. So number one, know your hair porosity. Is your hair high porosity, low porosity, or normal porosity? High porosity is hair that is retains moisture a lot, so it takes in all the moisture. It's tasty. It's just out here just taking everything in that it's put on your hair, so your hair gets dry very, very quickly. Okay, so with high porosity hair, you need to figure out which products work for your hair. So most of the time, high porosity dries out very quickly, and then now your hair is crunchy and no one wants that, and your hair needs moisture. So you need to figure out which products work for your hair. You need to go on like a scavenger hunt for products that work for hair. You can try different things. Don't be afraid to buy different hair products from different brands, or even making your own conditioners, things that, you know, from natural stuff like plants, avocados, having, you know, that type of thing. So with high porosity hair, you have to make sure that you moisturize your hair a lot. For me, I have high porosity hair. I tend to moisturize my hair like 2 times a week, every 2 days. I moisturize my hair. I make sure that it's got moisture, that it's not tasty, that it's not crunchy, because I hate it when my hair is crunchy, because I feel like I'm neglecting it. Never neglect your hair, because if it's dry, it's going to start falling off, and then you don't retain length, and then now you have split ends, and now your hair is not growing, and we want it to flourish, so that's not going to work. People with low porosity hair are people that your hair doesn't retain moisture, so the product just kind of sits on your coils. It doesn't go in as quickly as it would like to, so it just sits there. So you have to figure out which products also work for your hair. You also have to be patient if you have low porosity hair, because you would do a wash day and air dry your hair, and your hair won't dry as quickly as it would normally would if you had high porosity hair. So you also have to be patient if you have porosity hair. So if you have normal porosity hair, then you are God's favorite, because you don't have problems. You just put things there, they just absorb, and your scalp doesn't get dry, your hair doesn't get dry, it doesn't break off easily because it's not dry, and the product doesn't sit on your hair because you don't have low porosity hair. So people with more porosity, God's favorites. Wish I was you. So today, the next one that you have to account for as a beginner natural in this natural hair movement that we are in and that we are going into is protective hairstyles are your friend. Especially if you're on a hair growth journey like me, protective hairstyles are your friend. You need to make sure that you do them you can have your hair out maybe for like 2 weeks max, but make sure that you put a protective hairstyle, a low manipulation protective hairstyle, whether it's twist your hair, or a braid in. You can braid your own hair, or you can put in like hairpiece and braid your hair, make sure you avoid your edges because you don't want to lose your edges, and you make sure your hairstyle is not too tight so that you end up having traction, alopecia, and then your hairline starts there. No one wants that. No one. We all deserve edges. We all deserve a hairline. So make sure that you don't put so much tension when you do your own protective hairstyles. Personally, I do my own protective hairstyles. I don't trust salons. Those ladies be fighting with my hair. I mean, there is that one lady that likes my hair and treats it like, you know, it deserves to be treated. But these other ones be putting a comb through it and fighting with it, and I don't like that. So I do my own hair. I would suggest that you learn how to do your own hair as well. Right now, this dread hairstyle that I have, channeling my inner Rihanna, I did this myself. I watched a YouTube video on it and I did it myself. So also try to just try new different hairstyles. Learn how to cornrow so you can leave that in, leave your hair moisturized in twists and braids. Low manipulation as possible makes leaving your hair helps it grow. Like just leaving it alone, giving it moisture and love helps it grow. The next thing that you should account for as a beginner natural, wash day. Oh, the beloved wash day. The one that we all dread and avoid but have to do. I wash my hair, if I'm not in a protective hairstyle, I wash my hair like once every week or every 2 weeks, depending on how much energy I have, because that takes a long time. So I generally wash my hair like once a week or every 2 weeks, depending on the energy. So having a strict or routine of wash day, like consistent one every month, will help your hair, you know, and get used to that pattern and the products that you're using, because you're being consistent. So you have to like wash your hair once a week every month, like once a week for that whole month. The next month do the same thing. Don't change it up, even though sometimes you may be, you know, lazy. I mean, we're people, we do things sometimes, we just, you know, don't want to do it, or we leave our hair in not washed, crusty, with like dandruff for 3 weeks. Don't do that, sis. I've done that. Don't be me. Don't do that, sis. Like, wash your hair, but once a week. You don't have to wash it too much. You don't want to strip it of all its moisture and natural oils, because our hair doesn't need to be washed like frequently. Like, you don't need to wash it every day. Like, why are you wasting water? No, wash it like once a week, every 2 weeks. You don't necessarily have to wash it every single time. So having a strict wash day, figuring out which conditioners work for your hair. Watch my wash day tutorial video. I'll leave link in the description box. Which conditioners, which shampoo works for your hair, you know, those type of things. Also, after washing your hair, obviously, I naturally, after wash day, I do not put heat in my hair. I don't put heat in your hair. I generally just air dry my hair until it absorbs the moisture, and after it's dry, I choose between the LOC method, which is liquid, oil, cream, in that order, or the LCO method, which is liquid, cream, oil, in that order. So that is most of the methods that we use in the natural hair community. Preferably for me, I use the LCO method. I feel that one works for me the most. But some people say L means leave-in, C means conditioner, and O means oil. But I put a liquid like water with like maybe aloe or something in the water, or like an oil in the water, and then I put cream, which is my Afro Butter by Dark and Lovely, and then I put an oil, which is my Jamaican black castor oil, or just that one, just to get moisture. And then I put a scalp oil after moisturizing and massage my scalp so that the product goes into my scalp. The next one, when you're doing your wash day, 3.1, never skip deep conditioning. Deep conditioning is good for your hair. You must not be runaway. You must not just wash your hair, shampoo, and then just go on with your life. Always deep condition during wash day. And then 3.2, finger detangling is just as effective as detangling with a comb. You can detangle with your finger. As a beginner natural, because you're not used to your tangles or your hair that much, I'd suggest that you finger detangle or get a white tooth comb or a tangle T-gel, whichever comb works for you. Yeah, just make sure you're gentle when you detangle, because you don't want to break off your strands, you don't want to break off your healthy hair, because we're about retaining moisture, we're about that hair growth journey. We want inches, we want, yeah. So number 4, okay, never be afraid to try new things. Like, my mom would be arguing, oh, Zanele, why are you using the avocado in the fridge for your hair? Try new things. Use the avocado for a hair mask, for a protein mask. Try clay, like chebe. I want to try a chebe mask on my hair. I'll make a video on that when I try it and see how that goes. I tried aloe vera once on my hair, like the aloe, and I scraped it out and I rubbed it in and I put it in my hair because it's good for my scalp and I heard it makes my hair grow. So never be afraid to try new things. Even if putting mayonnaise in your hair works for your hair, then why not? You know, like, don't be scared to try new things with your natural hair and new hairstyles. I was saying, never be afraid to experiment and try new things. Next one, number 5. Avoid putting a lot of heat in your hair. I know as you see it growing, you're like, oh my god, I want to see how long it is. I want to see the inches. I know you have the urge to want to blow dry, but if you do decide to blow dry your hair or put heat in your hair or straighten your hair, make sure you use a protective. Use a heat protectant for your hair. Spray it in your hair, condition your hair, put moisture in your hair, then put the heat so that you don't get heat damage. And no one wants heat damage. That's like my biggest fear. Heat damage is my biggest fear, and I don't want that for you. So make sure that if you do straighten your hair, which make sure you do it sparingly, maybe like once every 6 months. But when I only put heat in my hair like once a year, so I can see where it is with the length, and maybe remove, cut, trim my hair. That brings me to the next one. Number 6. Don't do too many protein treatments, because that can like dry out. They can like starve your hair. I don't know, it doesn't starve your hair, like it what's the word I'm looking for, it kind of overpowers your hair to the point where like your hair is just tired, now it's breaking down, so it can be too much. So don't do too many protein treatments. Preferably do a protein treatment like once a month. Like for example, if you do want to put rice water in your hair, which is a protein treatment, you can do it like once a month. And if maybe you want to put an avocado mask in your hair, do it like once a month or twice a month, but don't do it like every week. That's gonna be strenuous for your hair, because it's gonna be too much protein, and too much of anything is never good. The next one is 7. Trim your ends when necessary. But don't avoid that you need a trim. I'm one of those people, I'll be seeing them, I'll be like seeing those split ends, but I'll be avoiding them. So don't be me. Trim your ends when necessary, but don't trim like too much, because we're about that hair growth journey, so we want the length. Trim healthy. So I trim my hair like once every 6 months, so twice a year, or when necessary, so when I see that I have split ends. Trimming your ends is good for your hair, because then removing those split ends then means your hair shaft doesn't tear towards the end, you have breakage and your hair breaks off. We don't want that. So trim your split ends so that you have healthy, strong hair strands. The next one is number 8. Learn to do your own hair. I said that in the previous one with protective hairstyle. Learn to do your own hair. Learning to do your own hairstyles with gel, with hairpiece, with anything will help you fall in love with your hair as much, and just enjoy being independent with your hair, not depending on hairstylists, because most of them don't know how to take care of our natural hair. You think they might know how to take care of it, but they don't. So make sure that you try different hairstyles, watch different YouTube videos about different hair tutorials on how to do different hairstyles to your hair. So learn to do different hairstyles on your hair and just have fun with it. Try gel, try laying your edges, try not laying your edges, try twist outs, try braid outs. Make sure you have fun with this whole experience, because the whole natural hair community is how learning how to love your hair and learning how to embrace our coils and our tresses in all its forms and all its voluptuousness, with an afro, with a gel laid, with braids, with locks. So sis, just have fun. Number 9, don't put too much pressure on yourself. I know it's a lot of pressure being on Instagram, because most of my explore feed is natural hair tutorials, and then you see people with length and their hair is big, gigantic, and those people didn't get there in a year or 2. It took them years to get this. So don't be scared about, my hair isn't growing, it's not where I want it to be yet. If it isn't, then change things that are not working for you. Make sure that you do things that work for your hair, and your hair will cooperate. Sometimes length has to do with genes, it has to do with how healthy your hair is and how much you take care of it. So don't beat yourself up if your hair is not growing the way other people's hair is growing, because you're not that person, you're different. And the pressure of Instagram and people with long hair, it will take a while. Be aware of that it will not only take 5 minutes or 5 weeks for your hair to be where you want it to be. And the last one, number 10, enjoy yourself. Have fun with this experience and just enjoy your hair, because it's one of the most interesting, it's different. Like you can do a lot with it. Like it's legit, each and every single strand of your hair is a spring, and that's awesome. I have 4C, 4B hair. Actually, it's 4C. So I have fun with my hair. I enjoy moisturizing it. I enjoy touching it. I enjoy every part of it. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Love you.